All right. Hey, welcome back, Virgos. All right, let's go ahead and begin, shall we? Let's see where our storyline starts to take us. We have focus. For enlightenment, stay in the moment, chop wood, carry water, avoid distraction, meditate, bring unresolved issues into view. So, this message just for Virgo says that they've got a little bit of inner work to do. By the way, our Virgo could have some lovely green eyes or unusual colored eyes, maybe eyes that shift and change. I mean, everybody's eyes shift and change color to a certain extent, right? Depending on lighting, depending on what colors we're wearing, all those things can be pretty transitional. But we'd certainly have the need for Virgo to focus on a blockage. Now, this blockage could have something to do with possibly a divine masculine, doesn't have to be. This could be a situation where if Virgo stays busy, that may be, like this Virgo could be an active problem solver, like kinesthetic motion is good for them. They do something with their hands and then they work through a problem in the back of their mind. The problem could be the Nine of Cups. Virgo could be feeling like somebody else always just does whatever they want, gets whatever they want. It's always them focusing on what they want without caring about others. We have a Page of Pentacles sideways. This kind of is hinting that if that's the way somebody behaves and it really gets under Virgo's skin, let that person go. Don't give that person the satisfaction of even entertaining any more thoughts about them or giving them time and energy, or certainly not time and energy and rent in our heads. This has much to do with letting go of a person. Oh, but here's where it's tough. It's tough because Virgo is saying, but they were supposed to be my soulmate. How can they be so selfish? How could somebody be so selfish that was supposed to learn to share, learn to give to me? How could I have met someone that, because they must have given some kind of offering at some point in time, but I'm thinking Virgo was dealing with a person who, although they gave, it was small. Although they started the relationship, there was always going to be this well, in this case, let's say it's a young soul matching with an old soul. So let's say that this individual, this does look like Virgo was dealing possibly with a masculine, but just know I don't actually read for genders, but to keep our storyline straight, the person who has been like a thorn in Virgo's side seems to have been the character that we're going to call a masculine. And it could be that Virgo maybe is an old soul and they're a young soul. And so they don't have the perception of like necessarily being generous and caring for others the same way they would care about themselves, just the same way 2-year-olds don't think about the needs of others, right? 2-year-olds, their favorite word is me or no. It's all about what they want. They have not learned that the world around them exists as well. They are the center of the universe because, hey, that's how they've been treated, right? Babies have our complete focal attention. Babies have to be cared for, and then they turn 2 and they're still used to being the focal point. They're the ultimate rock star in the house. Everybody kowtows to them, their tantrums, their needs, their wants. And then we start to teach them that, hey, actually, we took good care of you, but now we're going to teach you rules and we're going to teach you how to be polite. We're going to teach you how to think about others. I'm feeling like this character didn't quite learn that. So it's all still about them, which is tough because they were a soulmate. And just like 2-year-olds really like their mommies and daddies, they really like the people that give them nice things. At the same time, we don't expect 2-year-olds to then, consider when we've had a hard day at work and we're exhausted. They're not going to go into the kitchen and make us something to eat and bring it to us. They may try, but it'll probably be, Play-Doh cookies and such. This same message has come out before in another storyline, probably months ago, probably years before that. So this isn't really a shocker. It's just that this seems to be a thorn in Virgo's side. Maybe this has been a thorn in Virgo's side for a really long time. And now is a great time for Virgo to, 7 of Pentacles, to get beyond their frustration with this. Virgo's grown a lot. There's been a lot of passage of time since Virgo last dealt with this character. And so what has Virgo learned? What's the big thing that's really going to be so helpful to Virgo? 4 of Cups. It's that as Virgo has moved, changed, grown, guess what? Time has passed for them as well. And in this storyline, it actually says that that person who once upon a time was all about themselves, very selfish, they wanted what they wanted. Yeah, of course they were attracted to Virgo. Of course they wanted Virgo. But they wanted Virgo on their terms. They wanted Virgo to keep being the soulmate that would give and give and give and give and give to them. They weren't really co-creating. They weren't building. Virgo was expected to keep nourishing the connection and keep nourishing them and accept whatever they wanted to do whenever they wanted to do it. This could have been somebody that was, I'll say, frustrating and even hurtful, because maybe this is like they'd go out and spend their entire paycheck on the stuff that they wanted. And then it's like, well, wait a second. So you have no money to go do things with me because you spent it all on something that you yourself wanted to do. Oh, wait a second. You booked a vacation for yourself without consulting me, but I thought we were a team. I thought we were together. Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to go on this trip. And it's like, wait, what about us? This person could have always been doing whatever they wanted, always putting their own wants and needs first. And it kind of says that the remedy for that was for Virgo to quit giving to a person who was already the rock star in their own mind, who was always going to take care of their needs first, last, and always, and for Virgo to reel their energy back. But we can see why that would have been upsetting, frustrating, that selfish component that, obviously would be upsetting. But what do we do when somebody is being selfish? Well, I'm not giving you any more of my energy. And I think that's what Virgo has learned. But the other side of this story is that as time has passed, as Virgo has perhaps seen that, reeled their energy back, maybe come to the conclusion that I was an older soul dealing with a really young soul, or somebody who had a lot of growing up to do. Time passed for them also. And they very well may be sitting here finally seeing some of the results of their selfish behavior. This is somebody sitting here with a lot of knowledge around them. They got books all over the place. They're really bummed out. This is a 4 of Cups. I kind of feel like this person regrets what they did with Virgo. I don't know that Virgo, it's neither here nor there really, but as time has passed, they may have matured and grown a little bit, and they themselves may now feel some kind of regret. Wow, 3 of Swords. Something has changed for this person. Something has shifted pretty dramatically for them. Tell me about that 3 of Swords being there. We've got a Page of Swords. They've had time to reflect, which is, that's an agonizing thing to have to do when you've made so many mistakes. They've had time to reflect and sit with the memory of their own behavior. Now, this can be a card of gathering information. It can also be a card of spying. What have they been doing? Hang on. This is for Virgo to move on from this, but this is also the side note that they have perhaps been noticing, recognizing, see, they've disempowered themselves by being so selfish and only thinking about what they wanted all the time. This is a character who's basically, their behavior has possibly not only run off Virgo, but if they were all about the short-term fun, like I said, somebody who spends their paycheck to go just on a vacation that they want to go on instead of thinking about paying bills and, co-creating or being able to even date Virgo or take Virgo out or, share something with Virgo, that if that was their MO, they may have always chosen short-term satisfaction in their life again and again and again. And they are now realizing that has actually shrunken their world. They don't have as many resources. They can't manifest people back into their life. They damaged a connection, probably more than one. They hurt, in this case, they may have really hurt Virgo. And they really do regret that because they've had this reflection, but they don't see a way to go back and fix it. Because at this point, I think their choices toward, selfish decision making has actually started to crumble. Like I said, if we keep saying, oh, well, I want this really expensive jacket and I want this expensive vacation, I want all these expensive things instead of paying my bills, eventually you don't have a place to live. If I want to go and party instead of go to work, that's a short-term happy choice, but you might get fired. So their world has been shrinking, and so too have their abilities to actually go out and get things that they wanted. We have the Strength card. Look, this year, I feel like both Virgo is having a big transformation. I feel like we've been getting this message again and again and again in slightly different formats. But this is year of the serpent that we're coming into. And it's unusual to see a snake hatching out of an egg on a strength card. Normally what we see is a lion or a bear or some other, kind of like ferocious beast that's also a friend. So this is a really interesting card because it almost merges the death card with the strength card. And it's so appropriate for this time, this particular year. I'm going to say that there's a lot of changes, right? Characters are supposed to be shedding old skins. They are shedding an old behavior because they're being more self-aware. But Virgo has also made some pretty significant changes, right? They certainly are being encouraged to continue to make those changes and kind of release the frustration that was associated with how selfish that person was in the past, and maybe see them as the immature soul that they were, instead of like, oh, this person, they intended to cause me, grief, or how could they have been so rude? And it's like, because you were dealing with, a full grown adult that was still operating like a 5-year-old, that maybe puts it more in perspective. And now, instead of being wounded, it's like, oh, I get it. I should have removed my energy. They had a lot of growing up to do, and I don't want to be their teacher. Thank you. No. They can go grow on their own. Meanwhile, Virgo has grown in many ways. And this is just something is shifting pretty heavily in this year in particular. I think Virgo is feeling more powerful. If they have fire in their sign, specifically Leo, this Virgo might really be stepping into that more leadership, more outgoing energy. They're really changing. And if Virgo had been kind of ruminating on stuff too much, I don't think that they overthink things moving into this year. I think that this is going to be a really great time for energetic shift. We have a 3 of Pentacles. Virgo's ready for a new lover. We got the 9 of Wands. There is this energy of like really releasing stuff, releasing the things that hurt, realizing that it really just, the sting has disappeared. It's not that Virgo has forgotten what happened, but the sting has disappeared. And now Virgo's ready to like match with somebody different, ready to share, the mystery of getting to know a new person. I don't see Virgo hung up on this person of the past anymore. By contrast, they're very hung up on Virgo. And I don't know why that would be important for Virgo to either, subconsciously be aware of, that this is somebody who has some regrets over Virgo. Let me just see. Temperance in the reverse. If anything, things are actually still out of whack, out of balance, but it's not our Virgo who's out of balance, right? The shift, the inequality has been placed back on the shoulders of the person that maybe it belongs to, meaning that person from the past. By the way, they could be a Sag, they could be a Virgo Gemini, does not matter. They could be a water sign, a fire sign. They could be almost anything. We've had a little bit of everything so far. Okay, so is there any action that Virgo is supposed to take in regards to this person? We have got the Wheel of Fortune. Keep moving on. Keep moving toward the wonderful things in life. This is about, the wheel of karma is moving in one's favor in regards to this person. Virgo doesn't have to look back at the past anymore. They can stop thinking about this person, and maybe even should. That seems to be that first card, right? Focus on doing stuff, living life. We see Virgo getting more empowered this season, this year. We see them ready to meet somebody new. And it says definitely in regards to that person, they're not, it's like Virgo's getting on a train and leaving the station and going someplace else, new destination for Virgo. So they don't really have to keep thinking about this person at all. What is the message for that person of Virgo's past? 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. It's time that they find some real truth. It's time that they figure out who they are. It's time that they take off the mask. It's time that they, if they were hoping that somehow this bummer feeling that they've got going on is just going to magically go away, it probably won't. They probably are going to, it's time that they look in the mirror and maybe do some work. They recognize, the cause and effect of actions. We have the Justice card upright. They have no one to blame but themselves, is what this says. Now, what about new energy in Virgo's world? Because that's really awesome that we have new energy. Wow. We have an Emperor and we have a King of Swords. Is Virgo about to have more than one choice then? Or is Virgo about to meet a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius who is an excellent conversationalist, somebody that they feel has a lot of integrity, and that relationship goes the distance, and this is who Virgo ends up marrying? Is this a new job, a new boss, and someone else, someone that is a friend? Or we got the Page of Coins. All I can say is that this is a better area for Virgo to invest in. Investing in kings and emperors upright is always a way better plan. Tell me just who the emperor is. King of Cups in the reverse. Tell me more about that. Page of Wands, Knight of Swords. Okay, this actually might be the first person that Virgo meets. Somebody who's going to be such a huge contrast between the selfish individual that Virgo knew of the past. So that person of the past could have been a water sign, because it seems like this is somebody that's going to knock Virgo's socks off. It's going to be like, oh my God, I didn't even know that dudes like this existed. This person is amazing. This person is so straightforward. This person is completely opposite what I've known in the past. This could take Virgo by surprise. It feels like it's sudden, it's shocking. It's Virgo might be bowled over. In fact, by meeting this emperor, they may be like, well, this is attractive, but I don't even have a reference point for somebody like this. They could be somebody who just shows up in Virgo's world all of a sudden to, like, I'll say, so that Virgo can see what else is out there. Eight of Pentacles. They could be a boss. They could be somebody that Virgo suddenly ends up doing business with. Virgo is suddenly wowed by this person, and it makes them think long and hard about, like, wow, that's that, you know what, they've inspired me also to work more on, if I still have some healing to do, I'm definitely going to, because I want to be in a relationship with somebody like that, somebody who's already done work on themselves. This is an amazing, inspirational person in Virgo's world. I'm not sure that they become a romantic interest, but they definitely are somebody who sets the bar higher for Virgo, and I think it's a really nice energy. Tell me about that King of Swords. King of Wands in the reverse. They also provide a contrast between what Virgo knew in the past versus who they are. This is really awesome. These individuals that Virgo's about to meet are so different than what Virgo knew in the past, and Virgo's getting like a different like dose of reality. Oh, so the King of Swords might be the person that Virgo ends up with, because this could be a really great match. This could be somebody that Virgo goes, wow, this King of Swords cares about me. They want to get to know me. They're listening to me. This is somebody I really want to sit down and give to in conversation. He's not selfish. He's not saying just stupid pickup lines. It's not just all about the sensuality. He wants to get to know me. I like this. Yeah, I like this a lot. This feels really good. It feels really different. It feels like Virgo is going to have a very, very different energy around them for this coming year, in all of the kinds of relationships that they'll be engaging with. And it's so nice to see the change here. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up.